want to differentiate the point between an opinion and hate speech. Those are two very different things, and they're trying to dilute and oversimplify hate speech and call it an opinion. So, and I also want to talk about influence. Now, influence is the ability to shape thoughts, actions, and development. And when you look at influence, and the most influential people in the history of this world never had to do any actions. Their influence was worth 1,000 times their individual actions. They didn't have to lift a finger. So when you talk about it, when you look at, let's talk about Charles Manson. Charles Manson technically didn't kill anybody.
That's a fact.
He didn't murder anybody. He was just so influential. The most influential people in the world, we can talk about mob bosses. We can talk about gang leaders. We talk about cartel leaders. We can talk about dictators. No matter who has a lot of influence, a lot of times they don't really have to do anything. Trump didn't have to break glass on January 6th. He didn't have to bash the head in of a police officer on January 6th. He had the influence to do that himself. So I think we're talking about a man who has used hate speech to gain a mass amount of influence. And I think what's really evident about this entire situation is you see what his impact and his legacy and what that influence was directly after he died. Directly after he died, before anybody knew what happened about the murderer, what was going on. The trans community was being vilified. The international community was being vilified. The Muslim community was being vilified. The black community was being vilified. There were threats on HBCUs. HBCUs had to go into lockdown. There was white supremacist rallies all across America. I saw one in New Hampshire where they came out of the U-Haul, masked up, white power. He died in front of a white audience at a white university at one of the most white states in this country, and he died by the hand of a white person.
Yeah, that's fucking insane.
You want to talk about impact, is what I'm saying. Directly after he died, all these other people were being vilified for it.